What's up, everybody? It is Thegoal60 here for Thursday, July the 5th, 2018. So yesterday we had the one official play, and it was a C-bet. And I told you during the video I thought the run line would be the safest way to go, and it ended up being just that. It was a run line winner for us yesterday, and that did finish up everything from the first half of the week. Now we get all the 4-game series that's starting up as unofficials today. So hopefully you had a good 4th of July, celebrated that like you should have, and also hopefully you took the run line in that game. Now in yesterday's video I talked about the difference between, what's your risk level, whatever you decide to do there. You could have took the run line, which ultimately was the winner, but you were paying a high price at minus 180 to 185 in that range. Or you could have went with the money line and went with really close to being the value, and the reason I say that is because generally in the past videos you've heard me a couple times talk about taking the value versus taking the conservative route and going with the run line. The reason I did in the past is I generally look at, if both lines are minus something, so it may not be completely even, but it may be minus 108 to minus 102. And in that case, we're only a few cents from being a complete coin flip game. Just a straight up pick 'em. But in this case, you had plus money. So you're a little bit stretched out there as far as between the two teams and what Vegas set that line at. So yesterday, with the run line being at minus 181, even though it was pretty high, that's still the way I felt that was conservative and probably the safest way to go. And I told you that during the video, but at the same time I understood if you went the opposite way, because you're almost paying $2 to win one there. So I understood that. It's kind of a mind trick to me whenever minus 181 is completely different than minus 191 or even minus 195, stuff like that. I don't know why, but it just is. So the run line was the safest way, and it ultimately ended up being the safest way. The game was 0-0 all the way through the late in the game, and they gave up one run, and that's where it finished, 1-0. So it did pay off that way. If you're looking for the long term, maybe you can make an argument for either way, either direction that you went there, honestly. You can make an argument that you're going with the conservative way of taking the plus 1.5 runs, or you can make the argument that it was just too expensive and you went with the value that you've seen there in the money line. Either way, it's kind of a trial and error type thing. But overall, they did stay within one run and got it done. Now, as far as today, there are 7 4-game series starting up, and 2 of those had potential to be revenge plays. So the first one is the White Sox at the Astros. Now the White Sox are at .442 and the bottom team in RPI, versus the Astros who are at .545 and in the top 3. So obviously, the team we're looking at for revenge here was the White Sox. So obviously, with them being 3 things here, the gap's too much; it's more than 15 below. The Astros, the team you're going against, is in the top 3. The team that you're going on is in the bottom 3. So it was completely washed there. So it's not going to be an unofficial or anything. It's completely off the board. The second game was Miami at Washington. Now, Miami is the team here that you're looking at for the revenge play. They're at .481, and Washington's at .501. That one's a lot closer. It's just barely outside of what we needed. Remember, on these revenge plays, if we're below the team we're taking on, we need to be at least within 15 points. We can be any amount above. But if the team that we're on is below their opponent, they need to be within 15 points for that to qualify to even look at price. This is at 20 points, so it's still outside, so it's completely off the board as well. But it is a lot closer than the other one. So that leaves 5 games here. As far as there's 2 of them that do not have lines yet, and remember, all these are 4-game series, all these are unofficial. There's just too much risk in going 4 games for this to be official. And I've went back and actually, of course, all the data I had from last year, went through it. It was too much. And also went back and early part of June and looked at everything from the early part of this season, and it was the same way. It was running the same exact direction, that, you know, there's just too much risk for whatever reason there is. And if you had it on the fourth game, it was too risky there. But either way, the two games that do not have a line yet are Baltimore at Minnesota. Now, Baltimore's in the bottom three at .450, while the Twins are at .476, so it would obviously look at the Twins there. And also Atlanta at Milwaukee. Atlanta's at .519, while Milwaukee's at .516, so that does not reach RPI anyway, so that one is obviously off the board. So that leaves three games that do meet RPI and also have a price listed. The first one is the Rangers at .494, taking on the Tigers at .460. Now, the Rangers are actually the underdog here. Even though they're 34 points above the Tigers, they're actually an underdog in this game. So you would look at the run line, and the run line's at -200. So that will not qualify. The next game is the Padres at the Diamondbacks. Now, the Padres are at .482, while the Diamondbacks are at .517. So you would look at the price on the Diamondbacks, and that one does qualify as an unofficial play, -144. And then the last one is St. Louis at the Giants. St. Louis is on their West Coast trip right now. They just played the Diamondbacks, and now they're going to San Francisco at .503, while the Giants are at .510. And the Giants would be the play here if it were considered for official at -139. So the two games are the two teams that we just were on in the first half of the week. Seems like we're staying in that division quite a bit here for whatever reason. And the two unofficial plays that were produced today are the Diamondbacks and the Giants. Like I said, remember, those are unofficial, so just tread lightly. As far as tomorrow goes, that leaves us with 8 total series starting up. There is potential for 2 revenge plays in that group as well. And the first one is Chicago against the Reds, and then the Phillies against Pittsburgh. So there's definitely some opportunity there. We'll wait till this evening when the lines come out for tomorrow to kind of see if they are going to fit. I do believe both of those are going to fit as far as RPI goes. It's just waiting to see what the prices are on those. So hopefully they fit for us. We can get both of them. That'd be great for revenge plays. And also coming up on the 9th, we've got 2 different doubleheaders coming up. So it's going to look this weekend and going into Monday, we're going to be looking to be pretty strong. Either way, I really appreciate you watching this video, and I will see you tomorrow morning. Have a great Thursday.
60% of the time, it works every time.